Ladies and gentlemen, the amateur sommelier. I am back with a very different format. As you can see, I have attempted to do. Um, it's a work in progress, I will say, for my OBS scene here. But I found this article today, and I want to discuss a, I would say, a serious topic. It is called Dismissive Drinkers. 1 in 4 Americans would ignore their doctor's advice to cut down on drinking, reveals survey. Now, me personally, I would say, I'll just say it flat out. I'm not necessarily an alcoholic. I would say I enjoy alcohol too much. That's called problem drinking, where when you drink a lot, but your body isn't dependent on alcohol to work. It's more so please cut back. Because when you drink too much, and that's just as bad as, the chronic drinking. 2 standard glasses or 1 standard drink a day, depending on, of course, biological factors, all the fun stuff. So, this I found on MSN. It's by Z News Service. Authors Chloe Ford. Familiar feeling of dread experienced by anyone who smokes or drink when you sit across from your doctor, as I actually did. It's like, do you drink or smoke? I don't smoke. I actually told my doctor, it's like, I drink a bottle a week, but measuring 5/7 of a glass of wine a day, because they do their questionnaire by a glass, it's like, what is even 5/7 of a glass? I'm sure there's a mathematical way to do it. I don't pay attention to it. I just say 1 glass a day. It's more like a bottle a week, and the bottles drink at once, which is not healthy. I mean, let's be frank about that. But, average questionnaire, it's what you gotta do. So, a patient, myself included, heavy drinking and smoking is bad for their health. Dependency on either substance overrides any willpower that would prompt them to quit. This is more, I would say, going into alcoholism as opposed to problem drinking. But let's move on. Alcohol.org, a leading provider of addiction treatment resources and recovery information, conducted their survey and found that more than 1 in 4 admit they would ignore their doctor's advice to cut down on their alcohol consumption. Me working in the medical field area for as long as I have will kindly assure you, probably don't ignore the doctor's advice. Certainly, calling the pot calling the kettle black here. I would say I personally drink too much, but if your doctor tells you you might want to work on that, you might want to work on that. Now, as far as my channel content, how I will work on that, I do have something I could actually use. There is, I don't want to spoil it right now because I need to actually budget my way to get this instrument, but there is something that I can use to drink wine more responsibly and still maintain the quality of the wine, even if I don't drink it all in one night. Unfortunately, it only works for corked wines, I believe. It doesn't work for the twisty top ones, but anyway. So, given this recent study, it begs the question, is liquor more important than life? When broken down across states, and I'll actually show the chart here because the chart's interesting. What is this? No, don't want to deal with that. When broken down across states, Louisiana is the most dismissive with 57%, compared to, interestingly enough, Wyoming at 13%. Yes, the state of cheese and beer is actually more than willing, for the most part, to cut down or eliminate alcohol consumption. And Louisiana is just not there. They're the other end of the scale. Not sure if it has anything to do with New Orleans. Any other places. I only know, like, Baton Rouge. I gotta be honest, did I visit Louisiana? I don't think I did. Maybe I have. I don't remember. If I visited Louisiana, it's been a very long time. Definitely have not been to New Orleans. So, let's go to the states here. So, the states of interest. We'll start with this one. That is at 18%. I'm actually surprised, and yet rather not, because literally half the counties in this state right here are dry. And, yeah, I can't get alcohol shipped here, which is stupid. Other state, which I also cannot get alcohol shipped to, is that one right there, 27. So, you know, kind of middle of the pack, more so willing to actually take doctor's advice and cut down. Idaho, I was actually shocked at Idaho was at 50%. People saying they would ignore the doctor's orders to stop drinking alcohol or at least cut down. I can't really figure that out. I mean, Idaho is just, I don't know. It's very, very odd, very interesting. Or I said Louisiana is the highest here. Let's go to New Jersey, which I found, interestingly, is at 53%. Now, if you've been to, lived, or know about New Jersey, there's South Jersey, which is a lot more like Philly area, and then North Jersey is more New York area, and then kind of the middle is New Jersey proper. At least that's how people act, apparently, or something. Not entirely sure. It has been a while. So I don't know the North Jersey, South Jersey debate about which part of the state is more likely to ignore their doctor's orders for cutting down the alcohol consumption. But I did find that very surprising. Because New York is at 35. And PA is actually at 26. And Oregon, for some reason, is 42. I mean, I get they have quite a few wineries up there, but California... Where's California? Let's go back up there. 33. So, I don't know. It's kind of... It's a little bit odd. Even more odd's Vermont. Guys, what are you doing in Vermont? Like, I don't know. Is it the cold? Is it all the snow? I don't know. I have no idea. I find that very surprising. They're 50%. But. So, a few more stats here. 1 in 3 don't believe doctors when they say drinking is detrimental to their health. I kind of go with that problem being there have been so many studies done saying 1 glass of wine is great for your heart if it's red, or what are they? No, I think they say whites are give you greater risk for certain cancers as opposed to reds, or you can live longer if you enjoy wine. There's this social thing, and it's great, and there's a lot of information from the food and beverage industry that counters what the medical science community says about drinking, and I think that's kind of where the problems are starting out with that. Now here, I have been guilty of this, mostly by pure accident, and also I'm just too curious for my own good to see if stuff will interact with alcohol. 43% ignore advice not to drink while on medication, such as antibiotics. I am on medication. It's blood pressure medication. I still drink. So, you know, that's a problem. Because alcohol, when you drink it, you know, increases the blood pressure. And the blood pressure is supposed to be, you know, down. I should also be exercising. Yeah. How's that going? We're not going to talk about that. But at any rate, One quarter, so 25%, have told their doctor they drink less alcohol than they actually do. Um, I think this is a combination of being naive, blissful ignorance, also shame of, hey, I drink too much. No, I just own up to it, even though, honestly, I don't. I say I drink more than I actually do. Because if I used to actually have a tracker on my phone, I used to have an app. It's called Alkadroid, where I actually put in the amount of alcohol I consumed. COVID was really bad. We don't talk about the COVID era, but that was really, really bad. And is probably how I've gotten my health to where it is now. And at least I acknowledge there's a problem. Doing something about the problem it's a work in progress. But absolutely, yeah. So there are ways to see how much you can drink, and I do empathize that I don't. It's like, yeah, I drink that much, but is it really that bad? It takes time, maturity to realize, hey, maybe I actually do have a problem. Self-reflection. I have at least that empathy from my personal experience. Let's see. I think, yeah, it explains that more down here. More than 1 in 5 have lied about how much alcohol they consume. Men were more likely to lie as compared to women, 60-40. I mean, there is a difference. I wouldn't say too much of a difference. I mean, halfway is 50, so, a little bit more. I think guys, and like myself, we don't want to admit we have a problem. We think we can just tough it out, and sometimes in reality we actually do need to get the help. We have to get the help. I know there are some cultural aspects that men don't really need help. No, we kind of do. 31% ignore medical advice, stop drinking while taking certain medications, including antibiotics. It should be avoided because interactions with certain medications can cause unpleasant side effects, including but not limited to liver damage. So when I was taking antibiotics, as well as antifungals, I did not. I definitely, for antibiotics, I did not drink alcohol for like 2 weeks. Antifungals, I know I cut back. Did I eliminate it entirely? I don't feel like I did. I think I had a couple of. I certainly had quite a few glasses of wine, at least when I started, because according to drugs.com, the alcohol did not interfere with the antifungals. But my personal opinion, probably in retrospect, is if you're on antibiotics, antifungals, antivirals, I would not take alcohol. That's going to depress your immune system response, and then you're going to need more treatments. It's going to take longer to treat the problem you have, and that's just not a good thing. Let's see. There's sleeping or anxiety medication, exacerbate effects of drowsiness, and cause others like dizziness, nausea. Some are unconvinced by this information, as 1 in 10 say they are skeptical of medical professionals or studies which say alcohol is bad for you. And it turns out people aren't just fudging the truth to their physicians. 1 in 5 are dishonest with family and friends about their drinking habits. Again, I think that's just, I don't really have a problem. I don't want to deal with being told I have a problem, and it's fine. It's a blissful ignorance, naive sort of kind of issue. And for me, just by my personal opinion, it did take me a good bit to realize, hey, maybe I need to actually, do something about the amount of alcohol I drink. I feel like I drink too much. I myself personally need to cut back. So, how do we solve this problem? I think the way to solve it's a very unpopular opinion. I think the person who has the problem has to be the one to go ahead, step up, and say, I have a problem. Now, it's easy to admit there's a problem, understandably, my experience. It's a whole other thing to do something about the problem. Now, I have, of course, actually cut back on the amount of alcohol I produced. You guys have seen it in the content. It started with the daily adventures of the amateur sommelier. We went to weekly. I've actually prepped weeks ahead on purpose so that I could try to not drink as much. It really comes down to personal choice, personal opinion. It's a difficult conversation. Can you give people resources like alcohol.org, Alcoholics Anonymous, wherever to get support for them? Absolutely. I'm not saying to not. What I'm saying is the most effective method is going to be the person has to realize and accept they have a problem and then actually do something about it. That's kind of where I'm trying to go and get at with this message. So, I thought this was a very interesting article. I figured I'd share it with you guys. And let me know in the comments. Honestly, constructive criticism. I know I have to, shift some stuff with OBS. I mean, I'm yay small. The browser thing is big. Yeah, it's that way. Leave a like and subscribe or follow. Which platform this goes on. And I'll see you guys for the next wine tasting. Excuse me. On Friday. So thank you all for watching.